All right, so now we're going to use the fundamental theorem of calculus. All right, and in this first example, we need to write the definite integral that represents the area under the graph of f of x equals 4x minus x squared between 0 and 4. All right, and we're going to use the fundamental theorem to find this area. But first of all, let's take a look at, let's sort of draw a graph of what this looks like. Okay, so I'm just going to sketch a little graph here so you can have a better understanding of what we're doing. All right, so this is x and y, and now this is essentially, I can factor out an x, and you can see that we have 4 minus x times 4 minus x. So it's going to have a y-intercept at 0 and then at 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And it's effectively, it's an upside down parabola. When x is 2, if we plug in 2, we're going to have 8 minus 4, which is 4. And so this is going to come up here, and it's going to look, it's basically an upside down parabola that intersects the x-axis at 0 and 4. Okay, and so what we're trying to do is find this area here. So I'm just going to shade it in. All right, we're trying to find that area. So what we're going to do is we're going to integrate from 0 to 4, and we're going to integrate 4x minus x squared dx. All right, so now the fundamental theorem says, okay, let's find the antiderivative. So let's first of all find the antiderivative. And so if I find the antiderivative of 4x, I get 2x squared. Yeah, it's 4 times x squared over 2. So I'm just going to write it 2x squared. The antiderivative of x squared is x cubed over 3. And we're going to evaluate that from 0 to 4. Okay, so I'm just going to draw this little bar to indicate that we need to evaluate this antiderivative. Okay, so now I'm going to actually rewrite this. I'm going to factor out an x squared. It makes the calculation a little easier, I think, if you if you don't want to use a calculator. Oops. And so I'm going to factor out an x squared. So I'm going to have x squared times 2 minus x over 3. And again, I'm evaluating it from 0 to 4. All right, so now I'm just going to plug in 4. So I'm going to get 4 squared times 2 minus 4 thirds. Okay, and then I have to subtract the value at 0. So 0 squared minus 0 squared times times what is it? 2 minus 0 over 3. 0. But this whole second thing is 0. So what we're going to have is basically 16, and then if I take 6 thirds minus 4 thirds, that's times 2 thirds. Okay, so that gives me 32 thirds. Okay, so that's my answer. My answer is 32 thirds. All right, so I'll meet you in the next video for some more practice using the fundamental theorem.